Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we serve up fresh HOA Karen drama with a side of justice porn so satisfying you'll be screaming at your screen. You ever feel like your quiet little suburban neighborhood is actually a dystopian nightmare run by a clipboard-wielding tyrant who thinks she's the queen of the cul-de-sac? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the wild true story-style tale of Mia Warren, a 34-year-old woman who thought she had it all in Willow Creek Estates, that picture-perfect HOA community outside Boston where every lawn is supposed to be the exact shade of a approved emerald, and every mailbox must match the heritage beige color chart. Mia had just closed the biggest contract of her career. As a high-end home stager and interior consultant, she landed a $75,000 deal to stage 3 luxury spec homes for a big developer. She was standing in her own freshly renovated kitchen that morning, the October sun pouring through the big windows, coffee in hand, feeling like she'd finally made it. The sleepless nights, the skipped family dinners, the years of grinding, it had all paid off. She was the golden girl of Willow Creek. Her neighbors were even whispering about nominating her for the Community Beautification Award. Then her phone buzzed. She tapped the screen expecting a celebratory text from the developer. Instead, the HOA app, yeah, they make you install that stupid app, flashed a red banner. Critical violation notice, account status frozen. Compliance code 74 alpha. Mia frowned. Stuff, liens, fines, possible foreclosure proceedings. Before she could even process it, another notification slid down, property lien activated, administrative access revoked. Her heart slammed against her ribs. This had to be a glitch, right? She tried logging into the HOA portal from her laptop. Access denied. Email denied. Perfect kitchen suddenly felt heavy, like the air right before a thunderstorm. She grabbed her keys and marched outside. The cul-de-sac looked the same, manicured lawns, American flags waving gently, kids riding bikes. But something was off. Stood Karen Voss, the HOA president herself. Karen was exactly the stereotype you're picturing, mid-50s, severely overweight, squeezed into a loud floral power suit 2 sizes too small, clutching a clipboard like it was the 10 Commandments. Her face was permanently set in that fake sweet smile that never reached her beady little eyes. "Morning, Mia dear," Karen cooed, voice dripping with artificial honey. "I'm afraid we have a situation." Mia crossed her arms. "Lean about. My yard is immaculate. My flowers are HOA approved. I paid every single dues notice on time." Karen's smile widened like a shark smelling blood. "Oh, honey, it's not the flowers. It's the character clause in the original 34-year-old HOA trust, the one the founding developer left behind. It says if any homeowner is deemed externally compromised or under undue influence, the association can place a full lien and freeze all equity until the board, that's me, approves otherwise." Karen tapped her clipboard. "In that your family situation makes you a risk to property values. So effective immediately, your house is under lien. You can't sell, you can't refinance, and those $25,000 in accumulated administrative fees are now due in 30 days or we start foreclosure." Mia laughed, a sharp, disbelieving bark. "You're joking. I built this life. I own this house outright." Karen leaned in, perfume so strong it could strip paint. "Not anymore, dear. The trust clause is ironclad." "Oh, and don't bother calling a lawyer. We've got the best one on retainer." She turned on her heel, her wide hips swaying like she just won the neighborhood lottery, and waddled back to her golf cart plastered with president magnets. Mia stood there in the crisp October air, the leaves crunching under her shoes, feeling the first cold finger of panic crawl up her spine. She didn't know it yet, but this wasn't just petty HOA tyranny. This was surgical, by the one person who was supposed to protect the community. She went inside, locked the door, and tried to breathe. The phone rang. She answered. Matched voices. "Warren, this is Arthur Penhaligon, attorney for the Crow Legacy Covenant. I'm in the cul-de-sac, way bored with activation papers. You should come outside before security." "Yes, we have security now," "is forced to escort you." Crow legacy? Mia had never heard of it. She stormed out by the curb. One was the lawyer in a navy suit that cost more than her first car. The other was an older man in his late 60s wearing a faded olive field jacket, stiff jeans, and scuffed work boots that looked completely out of place in Willow Creek's pristine perfection. His face was carved granite, mouth set in a grim line. "Who are you?" Mia demanded, ignoring the lawyer and staring straight at the old man. "Did you do this?" The lawyer stepped forward. "This is Silas Crow. He simply exercised a dormant clause in the founding covenant he established 34 years ago, the one that holds controlling interest in every property lien and equity freeze in Willow Creek Estates. You were the beneficiary until 45 minutes ago when Mr. Crow, as primary trustee, activated the character clause. He's deemed you unfit due to external vulnerabilities. Control has reverted to him." Mia's world tilted. The date from the year she was born. And Silas Crow's signature. Voice like gravel in a mixer. "You don't need to know me." Compromised. Compromised? She just landed the deal of a lifetime. "Money isn't stability," Silas said flatly. Then they turned and left in a plain black sedan. Within minutes, the HOA app exploded with alerts. Willow Creek star Mia Warren under full lien, financial irregularities. Neighbors were already whispering behind their perfectly trimmed hedges. The security guard who used to wave at her every morning now looked away. Mia had $20 in her pocket and nowhere to go. Her cards were frozen. Every cent into was now collateral for Karen's power trip. She started walking the neighborhood paths, heels clicking on the perfect sidewalks, the same paths where she used to jog and wave at neighbors who now stared like she had the plague. The wind cut through her blazer. She had no coat. It was inside the house she could no longer legally control. And then her phone rang. "Mom." Second. "Mom, you won't believe what's happening." Elaine cut her off, voice crisp and annoyed. "Stop babbling. It's humiliating for us, Mia. Humiliating for them." Mia was on the verge of homelessness in her own neighborhood. "We're having dinner at the deck at 7. Come meet us." Tenable. The neighbors might be watching. Click. Mia stood there, the sun setting over the identical McMansions, casting long shadows across the HOA's perfect lawns. The stranger hadn't just taken her house to destroy her. He'd taken everything to see who she'd become when she had nothing left to lose. And her own family? They smelled blood in the water and were already circling with knives. This, folks, is where the real nightmare began. The 3-mile walk to the deck restaurant felt like a death march. Mia's designer heels, never meant for suburban sidewalks, rubbed blisters that popped with every step. The pain was nothing compared to the dull ache of old memories clawing their way up. She grew up in a house that smelled of lemon polish and resentment. In the Warren household, kids were investments. Mia was the utility stock, reliable, boring, expected to yield steady returns. Her half-sister Talia was the shiny speculative asset, high maintenance, dazzling, zero practical use. She remembered the day she got her full-ride university acceptance. She ran into the kitchen waving the letter, heart exploding with joy. Elaine read it, didn't smile, handed it back. "Don't let it go to your head." Back. "We sacrificed a lot." Gordon, her stepdad, sneered at every early business idea. Consulting. Get a real job at the bank like a normal woman. They wanted her small. Small was controllable. When her first startup failed at 26, she called home begging for $500 to avoid eviction. Elaine sighed. "You're the smart one. Figure it out." Mia slept in her car for 3 weeks. That night she swore she would never be vulnerable again. She built her life like a fortress. No emotions, only KPIs. Becoming the top home stager in Willow Creek wasn't just success. It was revenge. She had the nicest house on the block. Karen hated her for it. Now that fortress was crumbling. She reached the deck, the rooftop spot every HOA wife bragged about. She smoothed her wind-blown hair, buttoned her blazer, and walked in wearing her "I'm in control" face. They were already seated at the best table. Elaine in a sequin dress she'd bought with Mia's Christmas money, Gordon swirling scotch, Talia live streaming the view with a ring light. "There she is," Gordon boomed. The bankrupt daughter returned.
Mia sat. $200 Cabernet. "I can't pay for this," she said quietly. Elaine waved a manicured hand. "We're treating you, dear." Humiliating lean notice. Over oysters and lobster, they dropped the act. Gordon slid an envelope across the table. "Transfer papers for her house. Sign it over to us. It's crazy rules. Gifted as repayment for raising you." Talia chimed in, eyes on her phone. "And the staging contracts, too. Move them to Gordon's company."
Mia stared at the papers. They were here to loot. This was drowning in debt. They saw her lean as their jackpot. "We sacrificed everything for you," Elaine snapped when Mia hesitated. "Your moods, your superiority. Look at you now, nothing. Neighborhood, you were always cutting corners." Talia smirked. "I can go live right now and cry about how my sister attacked us." Mia picked up the envelope, wiped her fingers on the linen napkin, and slowly tore it in half. Then again. Confetti on the crushed ice. "No," she said, voice steady. "I'm not signing anything." And try. At least she looks me in the eye when she robs me. You three hug me while picking my pockets. Gordon's face turned purple. "You ungrateful little." Elaine's mask slipped completely. "When you're on the street, don't come crawling. We won't open the door." Mia stood up. "In 20 years. You only opened your wallets with my money." She walked out into the cold night, the restaurant's warm lights fading behind her. She had no home, no money, no family. But for the first time, she felt something sharp and clean, cold, hard anger. The next 24 hours were a blur of survival. Mia crashed on a friend's couch, the one neighbor brave enough to defy Karen's whispers. She spent the night drafting a secret dossier, every HOA fine Karen had ever issued, every selective enforcement, every suspicious administrative fee that disappeared into Karen's personal account. She had screenshots, bank records from when she used to volunteer on the finance committee before Karen kicked her off. Then the block number rang again. Silas Crow, Community Center. "We need to talk." She went. The man in the faded jacket looked different under the fluorescent lights, sharper, like he'd been waiting decades for this. He laid it out. The Crow Legacy Covenant wasn't just any HOA rule. He was the original developer. 34 years ago, he built Willow Creek and embedded a character clause to protect the community from exactly the kind of power abuse Karen represented. He'd been watching from the shadows. When Mia's family started circling like vultures, he activated it, not to destroy her, but to strip away every illusion so she could finally see the rot. "I didn't take your house to hurt you," Silas said. "I took it to see who you become when you had nothing left to lose." Mia laughed bitterly. "Well, I'm angry." "Who takes it?" Silas nodded. "Good. Skimming dues for years. Your family's been using your name on loans they never intended to pay. We have one shot to flip this." They spent hours planning. They'd invite Elaine, Gordon, Talia, and crucially, Karen to a settlement conference at a neutral law firm downtown. The lawyers Silas hired were sharks. Hidden mics, court reporter, the works. The bait. Silas would release enough equity for Mia to help the family and pay off Karen's bogus fines, but only if everyone signed the restructuring papers. Papers that, in the fine print, would be a full confession. The conference room on the 40th floor smelled of money and fear. Mia arrived at her power red suit, the one she wore when she closed million-dollar staging deals. The table was black marble, the view dizzying. Silas watched from the next room through one-way glass. Karen showed up first, waddling in like she owned the building, followed by Mia's family. They expected a broken woman. They gotta see you. Mia slid the blue folder across the table. Sign and the equity unlocks. Gordon, your construction debt disappears. Karen, the HOA fines vanish. Agreed 1. Gordon signed without reading. Elaine confirmed she'd accessed Mia's old email to approve fake loans. Talia bragged they knew the lien was coming and planned to use it. Karen, puffed up with power, admitted she'd fabricated violations and pocketed thousands. The red recording light blinked.
This is completely unfounded. We deny everything.
Then Silas walked in. He placed an old signet ring on the marble, a crow crest. Karen's face drained of color. She knew that ring, but Silas was the founder. He owned the covenant. Part 5, 1023 words. The trap snapped shut. Purple. Elaine wailed. Her followers. Karen tried to bluster about board authority until Silas calmly reminded her the covenant gave him the power to dissolve the entire HOA board and seize every lien she'd ever placed. Recordings played. The stenographer read back every damning word. Extortion. Embezzlement of HOA dues. Karen's empire of petty tyranny crumbled in real time. She looked small, ridiculous in her loud suit, sweat beading on her forehead as the lawyers explained felony charges. Mia stood tall. You wanted me small. For your egos. Gordon signed a restraining order first, hand shaking. Elaine followed, whispering, I just wanted us to live well. Talia stormed out crying about her brand deals. Karen was last. She tried one final threat, but Silas simply said, the board vote is tomorrow. You're out. It's the tapes unless you resign today. She signed, face twisted in humiliated defeat. The elevator doors closed on the law firm, on the screaming, on the old life. Mia looked at her reflection in the polished steel. She didn't see a victim anymore. She saw Mia Warren, granddaughter of Silas Crow, survivor-free. Silas rode down with her. She smiled. We split the bill on burgers tonight. My treat. Weeks later, Karen was voted out in the most attended HOA meeting in Willow Creek history. The liens vanished. Her family was gone, legally, permanently. The neighborhood breathed easier without the fear of clipboard tyranny. And Mia? She kept the house, kept the business, but now on her own terms. No more guilt. Sometimes the cruelest thing a stranger can do is take everything away, so you can finally see what was always holding you back. And when the dust settles, the only thing left is the version of you that no one can control. That's the real power. Not family ties. House paid off, middle finger to every Karen who ever tried to own you. Thanks for listening, guys. Tell me your wildest HOA horror story in the comments. If you want more justice porn like this, smash that like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay savage out there.